2020, there's going to be a new motorcycle, new adventures and new ideas. Cue the intro.
So what's this video about? Well, it's about what I've got sort of planned for 2020. So we're looking at a couple of different things. I'll start off with something that's quite exciting though. Next month in a magazine called Ride, that is the magazine that I buy, I got interviewed last month over the phone for an article that they're doing, and I should, hopefully, they've told me I am, featuring in the next Ride magazine. So when it comes out, so I believe it will say on it March edition, because they seem to be a couple of months in advance. I believe it'll be March edition. You will see me in there, and if you can find me, check that out. It's based on one of the days of my trip that I was on the big adventure, and you can also check that out. So yeah, it's me chatting about that. That's quite cool. So we'll see what they put in there, etc, etc. But I'm excited. So I'll be in Ride magazine. Yes, second time for 2019. Right, so the next big thing is I've decided to put both my bikes up. So I've put my Triumph Tiger and this Bonneville up on Fleabay, and I'm kind of hoping that I'll get a fair price. Now it's the wrong time of year to sell. I know all of that kind of stuff, but I've decided that because I ride by myself and I don't really do that much off-roading, and potentially even if I did, I want it to be a bit more of a challenge. That I've kind of decided, like, the Tiger feels, and it is an amazing motorcycle, and there's no doubt about it, that Tiger's filled me with confidence. It's been a cracking bike, but there's some things I don't like, and they're silly things, I do know. But so I'm 5'8", and what I find is I'm on my sort of tiptoes when I'm on the bike, unless I'm absolutely laden with weight, which has the counter effect. But either way, anyway, I'm on my tiptoes, and I don't really like being on my tiptoes on a big bike. I never have. I generally like anyone else, I like the confidence of having sort of my feet planted on the floor. And that's been the big difference between the Tiger and the Bonnie. The Bonnie's a small bike, and if I'm completely honest, I actually prefer riding the Bonneville because I'm overconfident with it, because I can get my feet on the ground, it's dead light, I can do whatever I like, and I'm confident I can just whip that bike around, I can push it around, and I'm quite happy. The Tiger kind of has a different effect. The Tiger gives me that confidence to be like, I can go anywhere in the world feeling, and it has built my confidence, but it also knocks me a little bit at the same time because it's such a big upright bike, and I'm not a big upright person, and I'm very much a person that thinks confidence on a bike is massive. Now I'm not saying I wouldn't buy another Tiger, I'd probably just buy the Tiger Low, and that's kind of in there slightly in my options. But anyway, let's go back to the big thing. So for 2020 I want to change a bike, so I've kind of got in my head I'm going to sell both of my bikes, and with the money is what I'm going to buy, but I might have to add a few pounds to it, or I might not. So I'm going to go through the three bikes that I'm kind of interested in at the moment, and I'll start off with the big one that's really out of my price range, but I just fancy ticking that box, and I've said it in so many videos before, but basically I fancy a Harley Davidson, and I fancy the Road King because it comes with the panniers and everything else that I need to go, and it's set up to go. And I fancy a cruiser. That's where I'm going to go. I fancy a cruiser, and I generally think doing some amazing sort of trips on a cruiser could be exciting on the point that it's comfortable, but it's not the type of bike I'm going to take to some of the places I've got aimed. So it could be quite cool to see where I can take a cruiser too, and I want that change. I want to go, I've done the adventure riding for the moment, I kind of feel like I've done the British bike for the moment again, and I need a change. So the Harley Davidson Road King would be the ultimate bike, but we're looking at something like 20 grand. I don't have 20 grand, not to spend on a bike. So that kind of leaves me in that situation where I really want to try it, but is it massively overpriced? Oh, I want to try it, but for that price, oh. But anyway, it's there on the list. Now, the bike and the brand that I've kind of been dedicated to now for some years and massively impressed with, the Triumph, and it's a British brand, so it gives me that British feeling because I'm British and I'm riding a British brand. And I like their bikes, I like their style, I love everything about Triumph. So the logical choice is the Triumph Speedmaster, not the old one, the newer one. 2018 plate, and you can get them second hand currently as I speak, and I found on Fleabay and at dealers for 9.5 grand. But they're not the lowest mileage ones for that. The ones I'm looking on with the highway kit on, but it just looks absolutely awesome. And basically it's in the Bonneville range, so it's got that kind of Bonneville bike thing going on about it. So yeah, I'm very much kind of like, I really want that bike. Now, new, with that kit on, about 14.5 grand. Not crazy money, but still a lot of money. And like I said, used I can get for about 9.5. So that's on the list. But when I've been searching for cruisers, now the things I love about over the bikes that I've had is I like a lightweightish bike. I like an easy to maneuver bike. I don't need to prove that I'm a real biker and a big man by having a huge engine bike. But obviously I want to do some cruising miles, so I want something that is going to be able to do that. And I've owned a lot of bikes because a long time ago I bought and sold bikes, etc, etc. So I've gone for a lot, and I was always a Honda fan, but I've looked at the Honda, and there's a Honda Rebel. It doesn't interest me, it's not the bike for me. But anyway, I've looked at Honda, and I'm like, Now, I've had a few Kawasaki's, and they've been great bikes. I would never turn around and say they've been my favourite, but they've been great bikes. And when I started off motocross, I had a KX 125, etc., racing around on motocross bikes, and they were, for me, the motocross bike. But they have an interesting modern take on the cruiser, and it's been out for a few years now, and there's some new colour schemes out this year, but it's the Kawasaki Vulcan 650S. So the Kawasaki 650S, the Vulcan, is a nice looking bike, and it's an interesting one because it seems to be kind of geared at what they're doing, kind of newish riders, but at the same time it's really kind of an all-over bike. Now, it's got the 650, it's got the engine from the Ninja, it's a quick bike, so it can handle the speed. I've watched so many videos on this bike, and really, there's no real bad negatives. If people go to the things I don't like about the Vulcan, end up countering it by saying, well, actually, it's pretty good. And you're there going like, well, do you know what, it's lightweight, it's a cruiser, it looks like something out of a Batman film, and it's cheap. So for the bike I'm looking at that's got the touring pack on, current offer at the dealer, and this is current offer because it's a little bit more, but they're offering some mini offers, they always do. It's basically £7,300, nearly £7,400, and that's got say the touring pack. So that comes with the panniers, it comes with the screen. What else it comes with? Oh yeah, and it comes with the it comes with the sassy bar on the back, and the little rack and the backrest. So that's like there, and I'm kind of going, no, you don't want a 650, you want to go for bigger. But I'm like, that's interesting. So I'm kind of at this point now where I'm going, okay, I'm gonna probably try and test the Vulcan. I'd like to go and test the Triumph. Harley, I'd love to, but I just don't want to get myself in any financial debt. Why would you? So I'm very tempted to go and test the Vulcan first, maybe the Triumph, I don't know. But that's where I'm at the moment. So both bikes are for sale. Once both bikes have sold, or I part exchange them, that's another thing, I might pop by a dealer and have a chat with them, there will be a new bike for 2020. So that could be, an interesting factor. Brand new bike, maybe some interesting roads, and I want to do some big miles as well. So I've currently got planned for 2020. I want to hit the Cotswolds because I think it's a pretty place and there's a very interesting museum there. I want to do some coastal stuff as well, but I want by the end of 2020 to do the Big Adventure 2. And the Big Adventure 2's got to be bigger, braver and more exciting than the Big Adventure 1. And I've been north, so of course I'm going to go south. But how far south will I go? That'll be an interesting one. So I also want a bike that can handle that. So we've got to kind of do a Big Adventure 2, and it's going to be big and it's going to be cool. That's towards the end of 2020. Meantime, there's a lot of places I want to visit, a lot of things I want to see. There'll always be my mini adventure. Last year, this year I say just gone, I did Wales, so we'll do a mini adventure probably coming up within the next 6 months. And loads of little ones. So there's lots going on, but I want a bike that will be interesting. Like, I drove up a mountain in November with snow and ice. Where can a cruiser take me? What challenges could there be? Now, if you guys have got obviously any comments on bikes, crack on. Obviously, any bike, in my opinion, is a bike you can go on an adventure with. You really can. You can have fun on any bikes. But anyway, yeah, if you guys got opinion of a bike that you'd buy, stick it in the comments. So yeah, 2020 is going to be an interesting year for the Helmet Head Adventures, and you know, we're going to have some fun. So yeah, cracking.